Hello and welcome back to Minecraft. Okay, so what we were saying last time, we were talking about making some improvements upon this village. And I kind of just did a tour of what I had done. So I haven't done too much in the village itself, but I started doing things on the outside here. And this is sort of with the direction I'm going to be going with the series. Probably into the future. I'm not sure. I might do an occasional tutorial. But most likely I'll probably just come in and show you guys what I've been doing off air. Because there's really nothing interesting. These are just sort of the same old kind of tower designs I've been doing. So I did a couple towers on the walls. I threw a couple, random barrels around. I'm just going to quickly show you them. They're not exactly the same, but they're very close to each other. So I will just show you them kind of up close, just do a quick tour of them. And I made little walkways going in. But they're just basically gatehouses. And there's nothing much in here. It's just, like a basic table. That's just like a, what is that? A dark oak trapdoor. And just, it's nothing really big. Just like a storage room on that level where the wall is. And then you just have an observation level and some more, some more beds. I'm not quite sure if that counts the beds here or not for for the villager count. I have been noticing my villagers, almost all of them have changed their professions to fishermen, which is terrible. I don't know why. Unless it's just that we added a whole bunch of new ones because I put beds in that other one also. I'm not gonna bother going to the other one, but look, as you look around, they're almost all fishermen. Now, what creates fishermen? I mean, is it because we're on the river here? It's defaults to a certain job or profession. I admit I haven't really read the patch notes on this version, so I don't really know how these guys, all these new ones, pick their professions and stuff. So it just seems like every solitary one of them's a fisherman now. They all got the same look, and I don't like that. I actually want to be able to, like, if I ever did survival in this, to be able to go in, and we have a lot of farmers here too, and so now we have like one of these golems kind of walking around. He's basically smushing down all the land right here, as you can see. So all the crops along that line are gone, and these guys aren't really doing a really great job of harvesting properly. They're supposed to, but I guess if you have some composters around, they'll do that. But I haven't seen it yet. They haven't done a really good job, so every once in a while I see a spot that's just blank, and I think I'm probably not going to bother to make any more, to do that anymore. So you see here, yeah, a couple spots here they just completely didn't even bother with. They just didn't bother to replant. So I mean, I know there's a lot of other workstations in here in some of these buildings that I put in, and they used to have like a guy, a cartographer guy, and some of the other professions, but now it's just that they're all frickin' fisher dudes. Anyone know why that is? I just don't get that. Because like I said, I think I got 4 beds in there, maybe 3 or 4 beds in that one. I'll just do a quick. This one's slightly different, but I'm not gonna bother to go inside. It's not a whole lot different. Put a fire on the wall here just to have that going up. Anyway, so let's just get to what I actually have been doing aside from those 2 towers and the weird thing with the fish, all the fishermen dudes. I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know. I just been making this kind of stuff, making fields of different types of crops, sunflower thing. I'm throwing around some of these trees that I kind of showed you last time, just around here and there. The plan is to kind of just keep going in this kind of design out in the world here. Throwing an occasional like farmer's house, and just for like some variety, I'm touching up some of the little ponds and throwing different types of crops, and just for the color. You know what they really need? They need corn, because corn gets like tall, and I don't know. I just would like to see corn like as a crop. Isn't there corn for a crop? I thought there was. No, there isn't. I know there was a mod that had corn for a crop. So that's, yeah, maybe they'll, I hope they add more crops, basically. A lot, mainly like for the color variation and stuff, you know, because more for design, not like any kind of practical purpose or anything. So I went around also and killed a lot of the animals that were wandering around here. Yeah, there is a wolf there, but mainly because they would be walking up on these things and then drop down and then make basically kill the crop or something. I made like a bunch of these smaller trees, almost like a small tree farm. So it's like I said, I think they might be cypress trees or something, but I didn't come up with the design. I've seen other people make this kind of a thing. Made little pathways through here. This is mostly just wheat. I think these are the beets, potatoes, carrots. And so I made like 3 farmer houses. One off that way, one here, one here. They're completely different in design. I'm gonna go through a quick just tour of them on the inside, but there's nothing spectacular. I've done lots of houses by now. You've probably seen enough of them. But if I just walk through them, you should be able to, like, if you look carefully enough, you could probably just make these on your own. Just made a double bed, a few barrels scattered around, and just put some lamps. You know, I might actually cover those up with some slabs here. Where are you, slabs? If I just let me buy them, no. So where's the right? Where's the? You know, they really need to reorganize this. Like if it's stone, then put like a whole line of all stone. You know what I mean? Yes, you do. Just pretend you do. Like just cover it up from underneath like that, so I don't see the. I made a fake chimney out there just because I wanted them all. I did that with all of them too. I didn't bother to actually make a fireplace on the inside, but you know, you put a hay bale down there and you put like these new campfires on top of it. And so the hay bale underneath a campfire makes it go much higher. So in case you didn't know that, I heard that in some other video. So yeah, this house is just pretty simple. I'm going to expand this whole field thing all the way through here, probably up to there. I might make like maybe a watchtower on that corner, that little part of the river that's kind of jutting out. And then we just have a big, you know, forest biome here. Same thing with the other side. To make some fields and stuff. And I sort of did a different design for this. I kind of went with I forget what you call this type of yeah, the birch planks. A little bit different. I didn't even finish this one, I don't think. Huh. Here, how about that? There you go. Anyway, I made tables this way. This time was like, I think that's a rug piece. And use some of these trapdoors for the chairs. It's, again, nothing too different. I made a loft in this one. So, just pretty basic. I did make a couple custom trees. I decided to make one of these cypress types, but make it bulkier and just put in a couple, I think these might be dark oak. Are they dark? No, spruce. Spruce or dark oak for some branches. And that came out pretty decent. I did sort of the same thing here, but this time it was like an actual tree with actual, you know, logs. Basically the same sort of thing there. More of a narrower tree. A few, I know I'm not going to overkill it with vines, but I did do a few of these things. Yeah, I guess they were also spruce. So, you know, we'll put some coarse dirt in. This guy's fields aren't quite as big, or as, you know, he doesn't have quite as many. And I used hay to kind of get like that old world kind of look to it for the roof on this one. Kind of went birch all the way around. I just wanted something different. So I went over here. Now this thing's not really done yet. But there was a pond here, so I decided, well, then there was a pond here, so I said, you know what? Let's just make a small stream going off into that. Kind of working with the environment. I don't really want to do a lot of major renovations to the environment right now. But this is going to eventually be a map room. I just don't understand how maps work right now. I want to get like a zoomed out view of the maps, and I I haven't played the game in survival in so long. I couldn't really figure out how to get the maps to work. So I'll figure it out eventually. Maybe there's a good tutorial out there if you guys know about it. You know, link it in the comments below. But yeah, let me just show you this last house. Actually, let me sleep this night off real quickly, and we're just gonna. It's not. Yeah, it's still up apparently. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna like bring this guy's fields from this house all the way over there. So all these areas will have fields in it. And I started straightening out this little block here. I'm probably going to touch up some of the rivers here. As you can see, it doesn't even go around. That should be a river that just goes all the way around into whatever that is. So I have to fix up the rivers there. Don't know if I'll fix the river there. Alright, well let me get down to this and just show you this last house. We'll call it an episode. Not sure what, if any, I'll do for what tutorials I'll do in the future, but I'm going to do a lot of this for right now. Just going to do short tours of what I've been doing. You guys want to throw comments and suggestions in there. Now this guy here, he's more of like a paper maker. So I put paper in there. Put some logs here. But yeah, he has fields, but he doesn't necessarily mean it's his fields. Maybe those people work the field, or maybe he works the field part-time. He makes paper. I figured maybe this is because this is probably going to be the only map building I make. So maybe this guy makes paper for the maps, and like this is kind of like our capital since this is our first kind of village here that we're working on. What were these? Quartz stairs. Yeah. That's just basically like a touchpad thing. And this one's smaller. I don't know, put a lectern in, some barrel up there, some, you know, stuff, books. Simple, nothing major here. And so the plan is basically just to keep going around this village here with more farmhouses scattered around. I mean, obviously got a long way to go. I started killing some of the animals here, but there's still a few out here on the outskirts I gotta get rid of. So when I made a couple of these random trees out here that I'll work on, and again, that's where we spawned, if you remember last tour. And yeah, I'm just going to basically go around, and I got to do more with the village itself. Probably, like I said, I still haven't done the apartment buildings I was going to do in the village. That'll be coming up soon. Maybe I'll show some of that. And I'm just upset that we got so many freaking like farm or fisher dudes. I don't get that. Oh, I think I did change this a little bit. Did I? No. I gotta work. I might rebuild this market area somewhere else. All right. So that's it, folks. I'm just gonna end it here, and I will see you guys soon. Adios.